baseball fans, and welcome. It's time for MLB The Show's Game of the Week. It's the Miami Marlins taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shaw. So the Los Angeles Dodgers are in position to sweep this three-game series with a win. So, Chris, what's their mindset heading into today?
Yeah, looking to go 3 for 3, Boog. They've already won the series, and now they can really leave their mark. It's all about having confidence, and that's what a team takes away from a sweep. So they're happy to win the series, but they'll really be riding high tomorrow with the win today.
And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. So almost ready to get underway, and on the hill here today, Shohei Ohtani. How about a scouting report on him?
And a guy like this is going to keep you in the ball game. He's going to go out there, compete. Not going to see a whole lot of flair and flash, but he's going to hand it over to the bullpen at some point. And if you've been able to score a few runs, you'll be in it late. So we'll see if he's able to do that for his club in this one.
Ready to go? And at the plate for Miami, Otto Lopez. There's the strike up high, and away we go this afternoon. Fastball for a strike.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for something off speed away.
That's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
And now it's going to be Liam Hicks. Just missed. Hicks turning some heads with this recent stretch of impressive play.
Lots of rookies can have a hot streak, but once the league gets a book on you, starts attacking you differently, things can shift in a hurry. I'm interested to see how he handles those adjustments.
Yeah. Now 1-1.
1-1.
On the ground, right side.
No,
and it goes
ball.
Just foul. That one drifts inside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
2-2.
On the ground, could be 2. Goes to second for 1. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Xavier Edwards, the next up for the Marlins. 2 for 7 in the series so far. Hard ground ball, base knock. And that keeps the inning going.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Connor
So now
Norby.
here's the DH, Connor Norby.
He's done a great job making contact recently, averaging more than 2 hits per game in his last 5.
0 balls, 1 strike.
Come on, Showtime.
2 outs. Runner on the go. Pitch is low. Throw to second. Save.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Outside low, and it's 2-1.
Not really attacking on the mound in this at bat. All breaking balls, so that makes me think they're not really wanting to challenge him here.
In the dirt. Tag, save. He's into third on the wild pitch.
Well, that right there can be a tough read as a runner on second to see if the ball's gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it because you're already in scoring position. Well, he was sure there, and now he's only 90 feet away from scoring.
Edwards on third with 2 out. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Now, this was a story we were paying attention to before the game. We've seen him give up walks in the past, and it's an issue once again early on.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Jesus Sanchez will hit next. Looked like it was a little bit up.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Next offering is in for a strike. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Here in the third and final game of the series. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Squeezes it, and that's the third out. And the Dodgers are coming up to hit. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here with my pal Siggy, and our starting pitcher here today, Yuri Perez.
Well, Boog, something of interest to me is that this guy's really struggled when working out of the stretch, pitching with runners in scoring position. So the key for him is to attack hitters, try to get ahead in the count, and limit allowing runners on base. And if he can do that, I think that will help him to avoid those situations. Now, at some point, he's going to have to deal with them. And I think it's just one of those mental things that he's going to have to overcome.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. Konai makes the play, and there's one away. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This team collectively, Chris, the bat-to-ball skills are outstanding. They lead the league in total hits coming in.
Yeah, Boog, I wouldn't want to be a pitcher who's got to face this lineup. I mean, every spot in the order, dangerous. Really professional hitters that walk to the dish. I mean, they just don't give away at bats. Ton of contact. You know, these fielders behind this pitcher, they better be on their toes because the ball is going to be in play a whole lot.
Yeah, when the ball is in play, at least from an offensive perspective, eventually something good can happen. Mookie Betts at the plate and takes high there. There's a strike. Betts with some impressive production lately.
You don't stick at the major league level unless you can string together consistently solid performances. Right now, he's showing us why he's lasted in the big leagues.
The rare K for Mookie.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
2 down, bases empty. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. And that's in for a strike. Two out, space is empty. And that skips in the dirt. And that's too high.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Sanchez ranging after it. Nabs it, and that'll do it. We played an inning, no score. And we're back. And now the first baseman, Kyle Stowers.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Swing and a miss.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
The next offering misses. And the count is 1-1. Our umpire behind the plate, Jerry Hillsdale. High praise for Jerry when we talk to people around the game.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Boog. He's very straightforward, very consistent back there. So most of the time, you're not even going to think about him. That's a good thing.
What about an umpire's height? How much of a role does that play in your experience and what the strike zone is like?
Yeah, I think it pushes the strike zone up a little bit, which, as a former hitter, you like that. You wanted the ball up. You didn't want to have to deal with stuff down in the zone consistently. We're going to take a look at the pitch sequence of that at bat, and the thing to notice are the pitch locations. Every single one of them on the edges of the strike zone, and as a hitter, that can be pretty frustrating because you don't expect the pitcher to be able to make quality pitches one after another like that. And so those are tough spots to do damage, and a great demonstration of pitch command, and it got him a punch out that time.
Right through there for a strike.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
The 0-2. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Now a chance for Dane Myers. Hitless in the series so far. He's 0 for 7. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
This is a batter who clearly performs better in day games. I don't know why, but his numbers generally back it up.
And strike 2.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Tapped on the ground softly to short. Betts tosses to first. Marlins set down in order. Nothing doing for the Marlins. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the veteran first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
Freeman with a homer in his last game. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And one hops off the wall. Should be extra bases. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Challenged him with the fastball right in the heart of the zone, and he was clearly ready to jump all over it. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
The batter now will be Will Smith. 4 for 8 in the series so far. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98. And the slider just misses.
1-1.
That one outside. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Man at second.
2.
And there's a ball. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, I want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field knock.
Gets under it and pops it up. Lopez. And there's one down.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Hernandez, the next to hit. Siggy, he's got a history of coming through into big spots. I know I like to talk about, I'm not sure whether clutch actually exists, but you look at the numbers, and this guy always seems to deliver in those spots. Called strike right there.
Well, I think it's the ability to assess the situation, understanding what the pitcher has, what he's trying to get people out on, and then being able to use the entire field.
Yeah, that's fouled off.
If you're a guy that can only hit to one field, then you're really not going to be able to come through in clutch situations because pitchers are going to adjust. But because he's able to use the entire field, that's why he's so successful in these situations.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
That was a well-executed slider away for the strikeout right there. First two pitches filled up the zone and got him ahead 0-2 in the count. And at that point, you can start expanding the zone as a pitcher. He made him chase and got the quick strikeout.
Once he digs in. That missed by a lot, and that's ball one. And delivers outside.
Well, no need to go right at this guy. First base is open. He can hurt you. So make him expand his zone. If he doesn't, give him a walk.
Man on second, 2 down. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. His 4th home run of the season, and to grab the lead. It's 2-0. Siggy, that's his 199th career home run.
Well, 200 homers is an exciting number for anyone to get to. He's got to be looking forward to that next one a lot. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Andy Pappas now at the plate. Went deep in the ball game last night. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That is the inning. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. And it's 2-zip. 3rd inning coming up in MLB The Show's Game of the Week. Back here in L.A., all set for the start of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Graham Pauley. Pauley getting to start at 3rd, hitting 9th in today's lineup. And they went out and made a trade for him last season. Swing and a miss.
0-1.
And ball 1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
1-2.
Not close with that one. Now 2-2. There's a line drive to left field. Hernandez hauls it in, and there's one away.
Now batting, second baseman Otto Lopez.
And up next for Miami, Otto Lopez. He's 1 for 1, led off the game with a single. On the ground right side. Throw on to Freeman. First 2 batters retired here in the top of the 3rd.
Now batting, catcher Liam Hicks.
2 outs, base is empty. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Liam Hicks. He's 0 for 1. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
0-1.
Pitch misses there, and that's ball one. And that one hit to first. Freeman steps on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. And the Marlins down quietly. They trail it here 2-0. Back here at Dodger Stadium, bottom of the inning, and now Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman.
Perez back to work. And he chases a high fastball there.
On the mound, you take a note. You see the hitter's willingness to chase that pitch upstairs, get deeper in the count, try to climb the ladder.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, great stop. Fires to first, and they get the out.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman, Ha-Seong Kim.
Back to the top of the Dodgers order. And stepping in is the speedy Ha-Seong Kim. Fly to left his first time. Ball one there.
One ball,
One
no
out,
strike.
base is empty. Now a slow roller to second. Lopez fires to first on the run. On the money, nice play.
Up next for the Dodgers, shortstop, Mookie Betts.
Here's Mookie Betts at the plate now. He's one of the few players in baseball history to win the MVP and World Series in the same season.
Yeah, that 2018 Red Sox season was special.
And so was 2024 for Mookie and the Dodgers. Just like that Boston team, LA won the World Series with the MVP on their roster. Instead of Mookie, though, it was Shohei who claimed the double.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0, he's put himself in a really good spot.
That's inside, and it's 3-0.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
That's ripped, base hit, and that extends the inning.
I know swinging at a 3-0 pitch can be debated, but at the end of the day, it's a hitter's count. You know a strike is coming, so why not take advantage and attack the pitch? That was a good piece of hitting, and it paid off with the base hit.
Runner at first with 2 away. Here's Shohei Ohtani. Ball one, no strikes. Betts leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Yeah, big swing and a miss.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Lifted in the air, right field. Sanchez makes the grab, and that ends the inning. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 left. 3 innings complete. It's the Dodgers 2 and the Marlins nothing. Welcome back.
Leading
Let's
off
take a look
for
at how the
Marlins,
series has played out so
shortstop,
far.
Xavier Edwards.
And that is out of play.
You know, these Marlins, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
outside.
Oh, outside.
2-1.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Full count.
On the ground to third. Sends it to first. And one gone in the fourth as they get the leadoff man.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Connor Norby.
Next is the designated hitter, Connor Norby. Worked a walk in his first trip to the plate. Check swing, and he went. And it's 0-1.
0 balls, 1 strike.
Base is empty, 1 away. Top half of inning number 4. On the ground to third. Muncy sends it to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, right fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
2 down, base is empty. Now it's the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. Fly to left his first time. And he grounds one back up the middle. That one sizzling on its way through to the outfield. And they have their first base runner since the first inning.
Now batting, first
Next
baseman,
is the
Kyle
speedy
Stowers.
first baseman, Kyle Stowers. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Fastball for a strike. And that one cutting but missing down low. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
This one smashed down the right field line.
Foul.
And that's just foul. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. 1 hit, 1 left. On now to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Dodgers 2 and the Marlins nothing. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
First baseman, Freddie Freeman.
That one in triple digits.
Not sure if he was expecting for
No
the
ball,
pitcher to
1
come
strike.
right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
Ripped on a line to center. Myers makes the grab, 1 down.
Up next for the Dodgers, catcher
Will Smith to the plate. Right through there for a strike. That one finds the zone. That's strike 2.
Well, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
Struck him out looking. So he gets the call and picks Sets up the strikeout looking.
Sometimes with a good hitter at the plate, he'll be the one to get the benefit of the doubt if he lays off on a close pitch like that, but just not right there. Strike zone definitely expanded a little bit with 2 strikes.
2 outs, base is empty. And now Teoscar Hernandez. Sliced down the right side. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. So they go quietly there. We played 4. It's the Dodgers 2 and the Marlins nothing. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Outside.
You know, these Marlins just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Check swing, and he went 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. The 1-2. See ya! Strikes him out for the 2nd time today.
Well, that high four-seam fastball has become such a great pitch for pitchers to finish hitters off. They're trying to stay back with 2 strikes, make sure that they can handle something off speed, and just with good spin rate, good rotation through the zone, elevate it a little bit, get a lot of swings and misses, and that's a really nice job right there.
Myers stands in now, looks at that one inside. And the sweeper misses. Line drive, and that's a fair ball. Now he'll turn for second. The throw into second, and he's got a double.
Well, the last 10 games or so have been anything but fun at the plate for him, so that one has to feel good. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Next to hit, Graham Pauley.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
That's off the mark, and the count 1-2. Lined into left center, base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and it's a 1-run game.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the opposite field. There's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes into getting a result like that at the plate. Doesn't come naturally for most hitters.
Back to the top of the Miami order, digging in, Otto Lopez. Line drive, base hit. They fired in quickly. So it's first and second with only 1 away.
That's now 3 hits in a row for the offense. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock.
Liam Hicks, the next up for the Marlins.
Yeah.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Next offering upstairs. The Dodgers bullpen with some action. Alex Vesia, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Number 78 warming up as well. Pitch misses, and it's 2-1.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
And that one fouled off. Fights it off. He'll see another. Misses, and the count is filled up.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Hawley over at second. Lopez over at first with one away. And a swing and a miss. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
Just a mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it. And I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But, you know, it happens.
Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here. Now this is in the air down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. That's to third. Muncy. They take the force out. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Welcome back, and take a look at some hot hitting in this series as we check out the numbers.
Muncy.
That's too low. Ball one. Muncy with just one more homer to reach the 200 career mark. Next offering is in for a strike.
You know, we usually talk about bigger numbers when it comes to homers, but only about 400 major leaguers have ever hit 200 round trippers in their careers. He's putting himself in great company.
1-2's the count.
And a pitch.
2-2.
Comes a 2-2. Chases in the dirt. Slider there. Gets to it on the first. In time to get him. One away in the strikeout.
Man, it's so difficult as a hitter to get on plane with that pitch. It's breaking down and in, and you've got to find a way to match the plane. And if it's nasty like that one, bite at the end, most times you're swinging over the top and walking back to the dugout.
And at the plate for the Dodgers, Andy Pages. And the first pitch misses for ball one. This one high in the air to left center. Konai on his way over. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Edman batting for the second time, and that's strike one. He'll do it again. 2 outs. Missed inside with the curve.
1-2.
That one missed.
Ball. Full count.
Hot shot to third. Tosses to first. That ends the frame. Dodgers go down quietly, but they still lead it 2-1. And we're back.
Leading
Now
off for
it's the
Marlins,
DH,
the designated
Connor
hitter,
Norby.
Connor Norby.
Ohtani back to work.
You know, this guy's
Ball
great
outside.
speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
Swings and lines one towards the gap. And this one could be extra bases. Throw comes into second, and now the tying run is into scoring position.
Well, that was an important
batting,
at-bat in this
right
game, so
fielder,
a great
this is
job there stepping up to the
Sanchez.
challenge. Anytime you can drive a ball into the gap the other way, it feels so good, and that's when you know you're right where you need to be at the plate. It's even better when it gets you extra bases. Gotta love looking in at your dugout and seeing your teammates fired up.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Ohtani will depart. Gave him a good effort as he exits with a lead. And we'll have a new pitcher when we come back.
Now pitching.
New
for
arm
the
out of the
Dodgers,
bullpen, Alex Vesia.
number 51.
And he's been racking up strikeouts at a
Alex
high rate this year.
Vesia.
Typically at least one an inning, so he'll be tough to get to.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. And now the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. There's a strike.
Ha! It's 0-1. 1-1.
Squirts away a little bit. Nothing doing. Count moves to 1-1. Here's a 1-1. A swing and a miss as he chases way out of the
1-2
zone.
count.
Next pitch, a
Outside,
slider
that's
that
the
misses
ball.
outside. With the go-ahead run at the plate, and we're the top half of the 6th. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Typically that high fastball, if
Now
it's
batting,
close to the
number
top of the
50,
strike zone, a
Alex
hitter,
Collins.
if he's prepared for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
Kyle Stowers, the next up for the Marlins. First
Yeehaw.
pitch swinging.
0-1.
Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Norby headed for the plate. Here's the throw. The tag, safe. It's 2-2.
Well, he comes through clutch
Now
with the
batting, left
RBI
fielder,
single. That was
Griffin
big. Not much to
Conrad.
this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Go-ahead run on base. And at the plate for Miami, Griffin Conrad.
That's
Just
the ball.
missed.
1 ball, no strikes.
Man at first, one away. And that drops in for a strike. And that one is downstairs. Ball 2.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Down the line. And that will drop foul.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
In there. Got it. Looking for the K. Fastball at the letters, frozen for strike 3.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Here's the center fielder, Dane Myers. 1 for 2. Late with the swing there. Myers measures 6 feet even, 29 years old, and he's usually in left field, but today he's patrolling center. Two outs.
Well, typically left fielders have the least amount of range in the outfield, so for him to take the responsibility in center field in this one, he's going to really need his corner teammates to help him out in the gaps.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single, and we're deadlocked now at 2 apiece. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Shelby with Chris Singleton in the booth, and leading off the bottom of the 6th, Ha-Seong Kim. Out towards right center field. Sanchez makes the grab, 1 away.
Now batting, shortstop, Mookie Betts.
Now it's Mookie Betts. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
Singy, one of the things that's interesting is that guys really don't worry about swing and miss from an offensive standpoint anymore. So when you see somebody who contacts the ball like this, do you think of that as plus value?
Absolutely, if he's doing damage. Now, if he's rolling over and grounding out, then it's a different story. But, yeah, if he can put the ball in the gaps or over the fence, 100%.
Chris, 3rd time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Cruising on the mound right now, but a dangerous hitter here in this spot. A guy with some slug to him. In for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, and the domino effect of that is running up pitch counts on pitchers and then either getting them to a place of fatigue or getting into the bullpen perhaps before you get to those higher leverage arms at the back end.
One of the things that Jim Leland used to say when I was broadcasting with the Marlins, the longer a plate appearance goes for a batter, the more likely it is that something good will happen for the hitter. On the ground to the left, and foul ball. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. Score remains 2-2.
Now pitching.
Luis Garcia taking over on the mound.
57. Luis Garcia.
So digging in,
Leading
Graham
off for the
Pauley.
Marlins, 3rd baseman Graham Pauley.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So now back to the top of the order.
Waste no time there. Just kept it simple.
batting,
Played pepper with the
second
middle of the
baseman,
infield.
Otto Lopez.
Took it back where it came from, and there was just no one there to knock it down.
Go ahead run on base. Now it's the second baseman, Otto Lopez. Lays down a bunt to the right side. Freeman. The throw to second is offline. And no shot to get him at first. There's two aboard.
Now batting,
Sometimes you can get a
catcher,
little too
Liam
aggressive
Hicks.
trying to cut off that lead run and try to make something happen that really isn't there. Got to take that sure out at first base. Not sure what happened right there in terms of communication.
And now Liam Hicks. 0 for 3 in this one. Hit in the air, left field. He's got it. Runner tags at second. Throw into third. And he moves up 90 feet. Runners at the corners now. One away.
Now
Yeah,
batting,
we'll see if moving up to third
shortstop,
there pays off for
Xavier
him. He didn't have to
Edwards.
tag and go, but now he can score a lot of different ways. Doesn't have to be a base hit. We'll see what happens.
So up next, Xavier Edwards. 1 for 3. And that one fouled off. Now this is a rocket to left. Makes the grab. Here comes the runner from third. The throw's offline. He's saved. 3-2. They take the lead.
Well, he hit that one pretty well. I think it would have been a lot more than a sac fly if not for that nice play by the outfielder to track it down. Good
now
job of
batting,
getting the run in.
designated hitter.
Now
Connor
here's the
Norby.
cleanup hitter for Miami, Connor Norby. Runner on the go. Pitch is
That's
low.
the ball.
And that's a stolen
1-0.
base. Not even close.
Well, it seems like 90 feet is such a big deal in a tight one-run game like this one. Maybe it's a little bit risky, but they felt good about it, and it paid off. Let's see if they can turn this into a big run.
There's a strike. Right through there for a strike.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
Breaking ball in there. Got him looking. Inning over, and it could have been worse. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Marlins 3 and the Dodgers 2. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Andrew Nardi.
Well, good luck
Now
against this
pitching
guy.
for
He's been
Miami.
extremely tough to
Number
hit this year.
43,
His numbers are
Andrew
excellent.
Nardi.
And here's Freddie Freeman.
Leading off for the Dodgers, first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Anthony Bender, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Looking to get the tying run on base. Breaking ball misses down and away.
Now you get to this part of the order. Yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you, if he will.
Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And it drops in. And that puts the tying run on base.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. That ball right there landed in what they call the no man's land, meaning it's not really a spot on the field where you can expect anyone to get to it easily. I mean, it's a tough play going back for the shortstop, but also for the outfielders trying to come in. They got to go a long way as well.
Smith in the box now as he leaves that one up high. With a single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. And fouled off. Holding on to a one-run lead here at the bottom of the seventh. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that's the first out.
Oh, there he gets the slider in on his hands, and it just eats him up. You know, it's hard to get the bat around on a pitch like that in tight. You just feel like you're crowded on the inside part of the plate. Can't get any extension. That's one he definitely should have laid off of.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time.
0-1. Strike 2.
Called strike 3 on the fastball, and that ran back over the inner half.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
Here comes Max Muncy.
His next home run will be the 200th in his career. It would be pretty cool to see it right here.
That's in there. That's strike 1. Freeman, the runner at first with 2 gone. To the right side, Lopez. Fires to first. Inning over. So 1 hit is all they get. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Marlins 3 and the Dodgers 2. Ready to begin the 8th, and now for the Marlins, Jesus Sanchez. And takes low for ball 1. And another ball. Just missed.
That's down. Ball.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
4 pitches. That's an easy walk, man. He could have walked me right there, Boog. The last one wasn't even close.
Kyle Stowers, the next up for the Marlins. Inside, just missed. Runner at first with no outs here. That's down and in. And that misses as well.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Take your base.
Well, just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and
Now batting,
guy
left
at the plate
fielder,
was not going to help
Griffin
him out by
Conine.
swinging at something out of the zone.
Griffin Conine, the next up for the Marlins.
Well, they've kept him pretty quiet in this series. Still doesn't have a knock. I
No
know
ball, one strike.
you want to get that first knock out of the way. Maybe more will come, but you got to give some credit to the pitching staff. They've had a great plan against him.
And the 0-1.
Ball. 1-1.
Up the middle. Dives, and he can't hang on. Steps on the bag for one.
Man, who doesn't love a sweet bare hand play like
Now
that? That
batting,
was
the
amazing.
center fielder, Dane Myers.
And up next for Miami, Dane Myers. There's a swing and a drive. And it hops over the wall for an automatic double. And a run comes in to score.
Well, this tends to happen more often in this park than others, and that short fence is just so inviting for hitters. You see a lot of balls bounce over for an automatic double when no one can run it down.
And I think Dave Roberts is coming out of the dugout. Luis Garcia won't go any further, and he's on the hook for the runners at second and third, so looking for some help there. Back in a minute.
Now pitching.
So out of the pen comes the right-hander, number 78.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
So two in scoring position with one out. And at the plate for Miami, Graham Pauley. And the pitch is outside, ball one.
Here's a sac fly situation, and he's got to make sure he gets the ball out over the plate and get those arms extended. They're trying to crowd him with the infield in. This would be a big pickup if he can push a run across.
Slides, but it gets by him. One run is in. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. It's off the mark, and he scores.
Gets the job done as he brings home a pair.
Now
I
batting,
really
second
like that
baseman,
swing, man. He
Otto
didn't just
Lopez.
push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done.
Back to the top of the order now. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Otto Lopez.
Ball.
That's inside. 1-0. Pauley over at first with one away. Runner takes off. Foul ball. Comes up empty. That's strike two.
Clearly was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
And down on strikes. That's out number 2. And the batter down,
Now batting,
Liam
catcher,
Hicks.
Liam
0 for
Hicks.
4. 2 ground outs, a fly out, and a strikeout. Swing and a ground ball up the middle into the outfield, base hit. And now first and second with 2 outs.
I'm sure that
Up
feels
next,
pretty good
for the
after going
Marlins,
hitless in this one so
shortstop,
far.
Xavier
Timing on the swing
Edwards.
was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Now Xavier
That
Edwards.
missed, that's the ball.
A little bit high. And that is ball 1. Right through there for a strike. That one the other way. He dives, but he can't make the catch. Runner from second scores as they add on. It's an RBI single. It's 7-2.
The designated hitter, Connor Norby.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. And now Connor Norby. He was late there. Strike 1.
It's 0-1.
Slider misses outside. And that's in for a strike. 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Down on strikes, looking for the second straight plate appearance. 9 men come to the plate, 4 score. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Marlins 7 and the Dodgers 2. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th.
Now
Brendan
pitching
Little.
for Miami.
And he's got a nice lead to
Number
work with,
54.
so he should come in throwing
Brendan
strikes,
Little.
attacking these hitters.
Now it's going to be
Leading off
Andy
for the
Pajes.
Dodgers.
0 for 2
Right
in
fielder,
this one.
Andy Pajes.
And that
Nope,
misses. And that's ball 1. Signs of activity in the pen for the Marlins. Declan Cronin appears to be getting loose. Pop foul out of play off to the right.
This is a very important inning here. After scoring all those runs, you want your pitcher to come out and just mow them down. The offense has worked hard. It's shut down inning time.
Hit in the air, center field. Myers sizes this one up, makes the catch, and a quick out, number 1.
Now batting, center fielder.
And here comes Tommy Edman. He's grounded out a couple of times. Down and away
That's a
for ball 1. Hammered down the right side, but foul. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
1-2.
Base is empty, 1 away. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. And that's in the dirt.
2-2.
Outside corner, got him looking.
That's just a nasty pitch right there, and I'm not surprised at all that he got the strikeout looking. You know, at the plate, looks like it's a fastball off the corner the entire way until just that very last second when that cutting action takes over and brings it back to clip the outside corner. You just got to tip your cap sometimes, but overall, that's just a nasty pitch.
And up next for Los Angeles, Hesung Kim. And it's fouled away. Two down, nobody on. That one outside,
out.
and it's 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Nothing but curveballs so far in the at-bat. Kind of makes it difficult as a hitter to know what to look for because you start one.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. Nothing across here this half. Through 8 full, it's the Marlins 7 and the Dodgers 2. We're back, and on the mound is the closer, Tanner Scott. He last pitched 4 days ago, so he should feel pretty fresh.
Number 66, Tanner Scott.
And now for the
Leading
Marlins,
off for the
Jesus
Marlins,
Sanchez.
right fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
And the first offering a fastball for a strike. Activity in the bullpen. Roki Sasaki getting ready to go. Gonsolin also throwing. You see the velocity 97 with that fastball. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him.
Just blown away
Now
in that
batting,
at bat.
the first
3
baseman,
fastballs,
Kyle
all
Stowers.
strikes. He wasn't even able to foul one off. There's not much you can take away from an at bat like that as a hitter, other than maybe there's something wrong with your eyes. Got to have better timing on the fastball next time.
Stowers batting with one down, takes a strike. Ground ball right side, but it kicks foul. One down, base is empty. Tries to check his swing. Now a look to third, and he held back according to Rusty Valentine. Next pitch is downstairs.
Really good slider. He's up there just hoping that it ends up off the plate away.
Out to short, Betts. Now the throw to first on the run. Nicely done for the out.
Now batting, left fielder, Griffin Conine.
2 down, base is empty. And up next for Miami, Griffin Conine. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, and he's grounded out. And that one upstairs, ball 1. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the 9th. Swings through that one for strike 1.
He's had a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts already. It's hard not to think negative, but you got to find a way to somehow center up the baseball and put it in play.
And now 1 and 2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Two outs. And that's outside.
2 and 2.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. 3 up, 3 down that time. 2-3-4 set to hit in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Marlins 7 and the Dodgers 2. Back now as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to start the bottom of the 9th.
Now pitching
Declan
for
Cronin.
Miami.
He pitched yesterday, and we'll
51.
see him once again.
Declan Cronin.
Mookie Betts will get us
Leading
started.
off for the Dodgers,
Sing, you talk about a guy that has
shortstop,
all the
Mookie
skills. The
Betts.
range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and he makes all the plays. There's a strike.
And because of that big power arm, he's able to play a little bit deeper, make throws from the outfield grass all the way across the diamond, and still get a pretty good runner. That's impressive.
On the ground, right side. And the leadoff man retired here in the 9th.
Now batting, designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani getting ready to hit. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Cronin in his second season, 27 years old, and he found his way onto the team after being claimed off waivers. That one close, ruled a ball. And now 2-0.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
Inside, just missed. That's ball 4.
Nope, that's
Tried
ball
another
4.
fastball,
Runner
but
take your
missed
base.
the spot.
You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional
batting,
walk,
the
but
first baseman,
he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
Freeman.
Here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Freddie Freeman digs in now. Swing and a ground
That's a
ball,
foul.
and it goes just foul. Inside,
1-1.
and the count is 1-1. Freeman hits it in the air. Konai on the move to the gap. And he makes the catch. And there are 2 outs.
Now batting, the catcher, Will Smith.
So last chance for the Dodgers. And up to the plate is Will Smith. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider. Ohtani off of first with 2 away. Slice to right, and he's got it. Ball game. And the Marlins salvage the finale of this 3-game series.
Sometimes it takes just getting away from home. Players can sort of come together, connect a little bit more than they do when they're at home with their families, and that can breed to success on the field, as we saw in this game today. Excellent win by this team.